Morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to the next session on Python. So, from the last two sessions, we have started learning about the different operations on list. And in today's session, we are going to concentrate on the list of operations on tuples. So, we all know that a list is defined by using the rectangular braces. Okay, a list is, for example, if we want to define a list, we go for the rectangular braces. And at the same time, if you want to go for a tuple, we use normal parentheses. So the main difference between the list and the tuple is that list is mutable, but the tuple is immutable. So let us consider two things. For example, A is having the elements 10, 20, and 30. And B is a tuple. It is also having the elements 10, 20, and 30. In both the cases, whether it may be A or it may be B, right, in both the cases, the memory allocation and at the same time indexing will be the same. For example, there are three elements. So a memory location with the name A for the list and with the name B for the tuple will be created, where the index values will be 0, 1, 2, and the values which will be stored inside these indices will be 10, 20, and 30. And at the same time, if we want to deal the things with the negative index, they will be -1, -2, and -3. Okay, so here accessing the elements is also almost same. For example, let us consider if I want to print an element at index number 1, I can simply use, right, if I want to print an element at index number 1, I can use print A of 1. And at the same time, inside the tuple also, if I want to print something at index number 1, because the tuple name is B, so we can print by using print of B of 1. So in both the cases, we are going to get 20 because at index number 1, we have the value of 20. And now, in case of list, for example, if I want to change the value of 20 to 40, I can simply give A of 1 equal to 40. And after giving A of 1 equal to 40, if I print the entire list A, and that 20 will be replaced by 40. You can observe here, so the initial list is having the elements 10, 20, and 30. And when I say A of 1 equal to 40, I'm trying to change the value of at index number 1 to 40. And when I changed it and when I printed it, it has been printed to 10, 40, and 30. So now if in the same case, if I want to change the element inside the tuple to 40, so inside the tuple at index number 1, we have 20. And now I want to change that element to 40. And after changing the element, I want to print the tuple B. So if I do this one, I'm going to get an error at line number 7. So at line number 7, we try to change the value of a tuple. Okay, so say here, that's why we call tuple as immutable. Immutable in the sense, we cannot change the values once they are created. For example, if a tuple is created with 3 values, we are not allowed to change those 3 values. If you want to add one more value, we can add one more value. We can add the 4th value, or we can have the 5th value, or we can have the 6th value, etc. But if you declare a tuple with n number of values initially, you are not allowed to change those values. When you try to change those values, Python compiler is going to generate a compile time error. Okay, that's why we call tuple as immutable. Immutable means they will not allow the values to be changed. And then coming to the first one, the list. In list, you can change the values. Okay, you can change the values any number of times. You can add the values. Already we have shown the operations on list. We can add the values, we can delete the values, we can slice the values, we can reverse a list, we can change the values, or we can replace the values, etc. All the things we can do because the list is mutable, which can be changed once after the creation. Right? Now, let us have a close look at the different operations on tuples. Okay, let us start the things with the tuples. So tuples are not like list, and that's why we define them in a pretty similar way. See, we did to define this simply, but a tuple is a sequence of data. What is the difference between the list and tuple is that immutable. Okay, tuple is immutable, where the list is mutable. So a tuple is defined with the normal parenthesis, and then, for example, let us see here. A tuple is indexed with similar to the list, and at the same time, tuple can also be accessed by negative indexing. Okay, now let us see how we can add elements to the list. For example, let us assume that B is a tuple, and B is having the elements 10, 20.50, and 2 plus 4j, and then one character X, and one string CSC. Okay, so similar to the list, tuple can also have the elements in such a way that they can be of different data types. We can have the elements of different data types. It is not a mandate to have a elements of same type. Okay, now in this list, I have 5 elements. Okay, in this list I have 5 elements, and these 5 elements, right? And these 5 elements are stored in the memory in 5 memory locations, where the index value is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the starting index will be 0, and the ending index will be -1. And in case of negative indices, we go for -1 to -n from right to left. Okay, so in the first place, there will be a value of 10, and in the second place, there will be a value of 20.50, and in the third place, we have a value of 2 plus something called as 4j, and at the fourth place, we have a character X, and at the fifth place, we have string CSC. Okay, so this is how the list will be stored. Now, if I want to access any element, I can access it by using the index values. For example, I want to print CSC on the output screen. So I can access CSC by using the positive index 4 or by using the negative index -1. For example, if I provide -1 here, and if I run the code, so just a second, sorry, the list is defined with A, right? So if I run the code, I'm going to get CSC on the output screen. And at the same time, I can also access CSC by using the positive index 4. If I use A of 4, then the same output will be printed on the output screen. Now, the list is having 5 elements. And as we discussed earlier, it is immutable. So we cannot change all these elements. We cannot change all these elements. These elements cannot be changed. But if you want to add one more element, you can do this. Or if you want 2 more elements, you can do this. Okay, so we are not allowed to change, but we can add the elements. So let us see how we can add the elements. Okay, let us see how we can add the elements. Before saying that, let us print the entire list. So if you print the entire list, it is having the 5 elements. The first one is an integer, second one is a floating point number, and third one is a complex number, fourth one is a character, and fifth one is a string. Now, for example, I want to add one more element to that list. Okay, so now I can add by using the addition operator. See here, for example, A equal to A plus, A plus, and within the braces, I want to add AIML. AIML. So, and after adding that one, if you print the things here, and if you run the code, just a second, use comma here. So, so you can add the things in this way. So see here, I am taking the A tuple, and A tuple is added with one more element, that is AIML. So after adding, we have to provide the comma. Okay, so if you provide like this, you don't get any error. So if you print the list again, see here, 10, 20.502 plus 4j and X, CSC, and AIML. Right, and if you want to add one more element, simply A equal to A plus, and if you want to add something called as DS, you can do it by using A equal to A plus within the braces DS comma, And now after adding this one, if you print the list again, then it is going to print the list with 7 elements. So if you do so, first something called as index 5 will be generated, and then index 6 will be generated. At that time, AIML has been added here and DS has been added here. And at the same time, the negative indices may change because they are counting from right to left. So -1 will print DS, -2 will print AIML, -3 will print CSC, and -4 will print X, -5 will print 2 plus 4J, and -6 will print 20.50, and -7 will print 10 on the output screen. Okay, this is how the index will change when we add some element to the already existing tuple. So positive index will not change, and but negative index, because the negative index is calculating from right to left, right? Negative index is calculating from right to left. The negative indices will change because we are adding the elements from right to left, right? And then let us see here how to delete a tuple. Okay, so we had a tuple A, and for example, if I want to delete the entire tuple, I can simply use the function called as delete. For example, del delete of A, right? Delete of A, and after deleting A, if I print the tuple A, you can see here, if I run the code, just a second. At line number 8, we are getting an error. Okay, sorry. So see here, if I delete A, so it is going to delete even the memory location also. So that's why when I try to print that one, right? When I try to print that one, I am getting an error that name A is not defined. Already A is defined as a tuple, but when I execute delete A and when I print A, we are getting something called as A is not defined, because when we call the delete A function, the entire tuple is got deleted. Okay, entire tuple is got deleted. Okay, and now let us see how we can slice a tuple. I am deleting this delete function. Now I am going to slice a tuple. Okay, I am going to slice a tuple. Now if you observe, the tuple is having total 7 elements. And now if I want to slice the elements, it is similar to the list. So in list, if you want to slice an element, so here the tuple name is A, and inside A, so we got something called as a begin, colon, end, colon, step. So if you enter some values here, then we get the slice of the list. For example, I want the list from index number 2, and I want the list 2 up to index number 5. That means up to index number 4, and my step is +1. Each and every time I go for +1. So if I print this one, you can see here, index number 2 will be 2 plus 4J, 3 will be X, and 4 will be CSC. So that's why it has printed 2 plus 4J, X, and CSC on the output screen. So similar to this one, I want to print the list, right? I want to print the list. Begin, sorry. For example, it is the syntax we are following. I want to print the list from starting, just leave it empty or provide 0. And at the end, I want the list up to index number 2. You can do nothing colon 2, and that will print the elements which is at index number 0 and which is at index number 1. And at the same time, if you left the second one as empty, so the list will be printed from index number 2 to the end of the list. Okay, you can see here, we got the output from the index number 2 to the end of the list. So this is how we can slice an element. And at the same time, if you want to make the reverse of the elements of the list, just provide colon -1 in the print statement. It will provide the list in reverse order. You can see the reverse order of the list here. Okay, so DS is the last element in the original list, but when you use colon -1, it has printed as the first element, and 10 is the first element in the original list, where the 10 has been printed at last. Okay, so X will remain same because we have odd number of elements. So if we have the odd number of elements, even though if we reverse the elements, the middle element will be same in both the cases. And then, so till now, we have seen how to create a list and how to access a list, how to slice a list and how to delete a list. And now, at the same time, for example, in the list we have, see here, let us do something with concatenation operator. Let us assume let us assume I have two lists A, B, and if I use the concatenation operator between A and B, for example, A plus B, and if I run the code, so similar to the list, tuple also are going to be concatenated by using the plus operator. See here, original list is not modified. A and B are not modified, but we are printing A along with B. So when we use the plus operator, it don't modifies the original list, but it is going to print the first list followed by the second list on the output screen. So the first list is 10, 20.502 plus 4J, X and CSC. And the second list is 10, 20, 30. And when we say A and B, both has been printed on the output screen. Okay. And then similar to this one, we can also use the multiplication operator along with the tuples. For example, if I say A star 2, now the list, the tuple A will be printed twice. If you run the code, you can observe here, the tuple A has been printed twice. Okay, so plus operator is used to concatenate two tuples, whereas the multiplication operator is used to print a same tuple for multiple number of times. Right now, okay. Now let us see about the one more function called as len. So we all know that len function is used to find the length of a list. Similar to this one, here we also use this len function in order to find the length of a tuple. For example, if you write print len of a, and if you run the code, you are going to get 7. So the meaning of this one is that that a is having total 7 number of elements. So len function is used to find the length of a string. And then we have one more thing called as comparison. So comparison function. So what this comparison function is will have is that, for example, if I use something called as print, okay, print CMP of sorry, not AMP, CMP of A comma B. Now what this will do is that it will compare. Okay, it will compare. So what happens if the comparison is done? So if the comparison is done, in case if both the tuples are equal, if both the tuples are having the same number of elements, or both the tuples, the elements in both the tuples are same, then we are going to get 0. And in other cases, we are going to get -1. Just a second, comparison is not defined. Okay, let us do this one with an example. Right, let us do in different way. For example, if I'm taking a condition here, if A greater than B. Okay, if A greater than B, just a second, CMP, let us take one value, something called as C equal to CMP of A comma B. Okay, I will check this comparison function again, and I will let you know about this comparison function. And then, if you want to see the minimum value and maximum value inside a tuple, so see inside a list, if I want to find the minimum value and maximum value inside a list, I have used the min and max functions. So similar to that one, here also we can use minimum and maximum functions in order to find the minimum value and the maximum value inside the list. And at the same time, when you want to find the minimum value and maximum value, that list should be, for example, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Right. So if you want to find the minimum and maximum values, the list should have all the types of same type. Okay. So just a second. a second. Maximum of A and to run the code. Okay, even min and max are also not working. Okay, so I will let you know about these three functions: minimum, maximum, and comparison. Okay, so these are the different operations that can be used on tuples, right? And after that one, we are going to concentrate on the dictionary. So in dictionary, let us start the things with dictionary. Right? So here, in dictionary, we have to provide, right? In dictionary, we have to provide the key and value pairs. We have to provide the key and value pairs. For example, in A, if we want to store a dictionary, we have to use this curly braces. Okay, and then see here, here we have to provide the keys and values. For example, one, okay, one colon, something called as a CSC, and then comma, 2 colon, something called as AIML, and 3 colon DS. Okay, so this is how we generally maintain a dictionary. We have to provide keys as well as values. So if you provide keys and values, so these keys will act as an index and these things will act as a value inside that index. So we can have anything as keys, anything in the sense we can have integers or strings or characters as keys. And at the same time, we can have anything as values. Okay, so this is how we generally define a dictionary. And in the next class, we are going to see how the elements in the dictionary will be stored inside the memory location, and how we can access the elements, and what are the different possible operations that can be performed on dictionaries. So see here, dictionary is almost similar to a list, and all list, the dictionary and tuple all are same, but the tuple is immutable, where the list and dictionary are mutable. So in list, we have the index from 0 to n minus 1, but in dictionary, we will have the indices of our word. So in list, there is no need to provide index during the declaration, because the index will by default will be 0 to n minus 1. But in case of dictionary, we have to provide the index as well as values. So in the next class, we are going to look at this one, and if the people is having any doubts, leave the minimum and maximum and comparison function. I will let you know about those functions. Actually, I will let you know about those functions. So apart from those three things, if you have any doubts regarding today's session, you can please text me, because it is a recorded session, and we will meet you in the next class with the concept of operations on dictionary. And thank you very much for being here.